This question tests understanding of activity-based costing, ABC, cost allocation bases, cost drivers. Key concept. In ABC, overhead costs are assigned to products based on activities that actually cause costs. A good cost allocation base, cost driver, must reflect a cause and effect relationship between the activity and resource consumption. Typical ABC cost drivers include transaction drivers, e.g., number of purchase orders, number of setups, duration drivers, e.g., machine hours, inspection time, intensity drivers, e.g., cost of resources used. For purchasing-related or material-related activities, possible cost drivers might include number of materials, number of suppliers, number of orders or transactions. However, not all measures are suitable. Some are value-based measures, which are not ideal for ABC if they do not reflect activity consumption directly. The question asks for the option that is not likely used as a cost allocation base in ABC. A number of different materials used to manufacture the product. Plausible. This can reflect complexity and purchasing activity, so it may be used as a cost driver. B. Units of materials used to manufacture the product. Plausible. This reflects production volume and resource usage, often used in allocation. C. Number of vendors supplying the materials used to manufacture the product. Plausible. More vendors often mean more purchasing and administrative activity. D. Cost of materials used to manufacture the product. Correct. Material cost is a monetary value measure, not an activity driver. ABC focuses on activity consumption, not cost amounts. Using cost would distort allocation because it does not reflect how many activities were performed. Correct answer. D. In ABC, allocation bases should measure activities, transactions, usage, complexity, not financial amounts. Therefore, cost of materials is not an appropriate cost driver. This question tests understanding of life cycle costing, LCC, and the classification of costs across different stages of a product's life. Key concept. Life cycle costing considers all costs incurred over the entire life of a product, from research and development, R&D, design and introduction, production and operations, marketing, distribution, and after-sales service, end-of-life disposal. These stages are often grouped into three major categories. Upstream costs incurred before production includes R&D, design, product development, production process cost. Incurred during manufacturing, downstream costs incurred after production includes marketing, distribution, customer service. The key focus here is to correctly classify R&D costs within the life cycle framework. R&D is always considered part of the pre-production phase, not manufacturing or post-production activities. A. Upstream costs. Correct. Research and development costs occur before production begins, making them part of the upstream stage of the product life cycle. They include product design, testing, and development activities. B. Production process costs. Incorrect. These costs occur during manufacturing, not before production starts. C. Downstream costs. Incorrect. Downstream costs occur after production, such as marketing, distribution, and customer service. D. Manufacturing costs. Incorrect. Manufacturing costs relate to direct production activities, not R&D. Correct answer. Under life cycle costing, R&D costs are classified as upstream costs because they are incurred in the early stages of product development before production begins. This classification helps managers evaluate total product profitability over its entire life cycle, not just during production. This question tests the classification of cost elements in manufacturing accounting, specifically distinguishing between direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. Key concepts. Direct materials. Materials that can be physically and economically traced to a specific product, e.g., wood used in desks. Direct labor. Wages paid to workers who directly convert materials into finished goods, manufacturing overhead, factory overhead, indirect production costs that cannot be conveniently traced to a specific unit of product. These include indirect materials, e.g., glue, screws, nails, indirect labor, factory utilities, depreciation, maintenance, etc. Period costs, non-manufacturing costs such as selling and administrative expenses. The key phrase here is wood, screws and glue, which are small, low-cost items used in production but not easily traced to individual units. A. Direct labor. Incorrect. Direct labor refers to wages of workers physically making the desks, not materials like screws or glue. B. Factory overhead. Correct. Wood, screws and glue are indirect materials because they are necessary for production, not economically feasible to trace to each individual desk or chair. Therefore, they are classified as manufacturing, factory, overhead. C. Direct materials. Incorrect. Direct materials are significant components like wood used in desks, not minor consumables. D. Period costs. Incorrect. These items are part of production, so they are not selling or administrative expenses. Correct answer. B. Small consumable items such as screws, glue, and similar supplies are classified as indirect materials, which are included in factory overhead, not direct materials or period costs.